in this relationship that's a really healthy one. So I don't believe Vicki does. I think Vicki loves TV. I mean, who wouldn't? But
to me, it's like,
I don't think we're getting her back.
I don't think we're getting her back. To me, it's like, look, if you want to wrap it up with a bow, like when you were on that stage, when you were a friend of, and you came out just for the time, at the reunion, and then she was backstage and she went psychotic. They bring me out to sit there for 3 minutes and, well, yeah, Vicki, that's what they do with a friend of. You don't get to sit on the couch the whole thing. And she acted like a crazy. They have to put respect on my name and they should have let me sit there the whole time. It's such a dirty way to go out, right? Now you just received the first ever Lifetime Achievement Award at the Gold Standard. Bravo, Con. You are leaving on such a high note. The Lifetime Achievement. Like, girl, if you just want to wrap it up and just put a bow on it and leave with your head held high, now listen to Daddy David. I'm giving you advice. Now is the time to do so. Now, to your point, we want you to appear on 5 episodes. Well, that's probably 50 grand an episode at her level. Here's 250. So if you go back and you're like, who wants to say no to $250,000? Just do it. And then why can't these people, why does it have to be all or nothing? Why can't you say, I want the money, but I'm not going to check in. I'm not going to get dirty. I'm not going to get upset about things. I don't care what the tweets say. It's just a business decision. I just want the money. Like, why can't they just do that and keep their peace of mind? Right?
I mean, yeah, I think you make a great point. And I guess overall, are you hearing any details on who the cast is going to be for RHOC? Like, is anything finalized?
No.
Hmm.
No. And so I think it has to be soon, right? Like, I think we're going to get a Jersey announcement soon. No, but I would like to know, and listen, I don't know. I guess I should get excited about the OC, right? Should I be excited? I mean,
I'm with you. I'm struggling. I guess the only ones I'm excited about, I'm so excited about Salt Lake is amazing. I'm so excited about, I love Beverly Hills. Like I actually think this season is turning out to be great. I'm obsessed with this Sutton quote that's everywhere about her imitating Erica Jane. Sutton, now's your chance to apologize.
you're loving Beverly Hills.
I'm loving it. The quotes. I mean, we have a lot to dish about. I mean, there was a lot that went down about Denise Richards, including from her own daughter over the break. We got a lot to talk about, but
We have a lot to talk
I'm
about.
loving BH. I'm loving BH. I'm loving Salt Lake. They need something to get excited about RHOC for sure. Tamra, I think, is back. Shannon Beador is 100% back. She just did a Bravo podcast interview, which she's being praised. Shannon's praised the whole time, anyhow.
I don't know
regardless,
how. What and like what?
I don't know how either. And I listened to part of that interview and I saw the recap. Where did somebody ask her if she's not drinking? Still, no one did they? Maybe they did. Maybe they did, and I didn't hear it.
I had a big coming to Jesus on Patreon last weekend or the weekend before with the Patreons. And I'm like, I told you I had this conversation with a housewife off the record on the phone. And this housewife said to me, Bravo's going to be fucked if something happens to Shannon. And this is what this housewife said. And I said, you're right. You're right. And this housewife was like, look, are we sure she's, and now I've adopted that. I have it in my head and I can't get it out of my head. I'm not being dramatic. Like, are we sure, Shannon Beador, for everyone in the back, are we sure that she is really okay? I don't see it. You know who I believe is actually somewhat okay? I believe Rachel Leviss is somewhat okay. She went away to therapy. Sarah's eyes got really big for everyone watching on YouTube. Now, listen, I don't know. But she left the show. She locked herself away for months. She seems to be back in LA out with her friends. Now, there is this whole thing about her first podcast episode disappeared because rumor is, according to Sheena Shea, you don't know about this. Sheena says that Sheena says that Raquel's therapist. Now, I don't know. This is from Sheena Shea that Raquel's therapist doesn't approve of the first episode of her podcast. Now, I have so many problems with this statement because I would tell my therapist to get on the fucking floor with the goddamn knee pads and suck my fucking dick. No one tells me if they approve of my. You saw how the old David just came out there, Sarah.
Oh my Lord.
I mean, what? We have to have our podcast approved by our fucking therapist before we air it? I mean, what grade is this? But anyway, putting that aside, that's what Sheena says.
Oh.
This is also coming from fucking Sheena Shea. So there's so much wrong with this statement. But I don't know. Raquel seems like she's back and she's doing a limited red carpet appearances and hanging out with friends. I believe she's changed and she's really distanced herself from the VPR people. And she's at least doing what she thinks she needs to do to protect herself. I personally don't see that growth in Shannon. That's me. I don't know, where did Shannon really take time off and go away and really deal? She says she has these issues and she's doing unhealthy actions.
From her childhood, yeah. Which we all do.
Sure,
I mean,
right.
everybody has childhood trauma.
100%. 100%. Some of us figured that out in our 20s, some in our 40s. Shannon's 60, she's figured out. Some never do. So no shame, but I personally just don't feel it. That's just me. And that's not on me, right? Because everything's edited. And I feel it with Rachel Leviss. I do. I feel somewhat of a catharsis and a change.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
great.
I do.
Okay.
I really think she's like, I'm not speaking to Tom. I'm not calling Lala.
I
I'm
see
not
that.
interacting. These are things that are not healthy for me, so I do believe that.
No, I think you're right.
I
I'm such a
don't
Beador.
believe it was Shannon. I don't believe it. She's like, I figured it out and I'm dealing with my issues and we're going on tour. There's going to be a tour for Tres Amigas. And so I don't feel it. And I'm not criticizing her. Maybe who am I to say it, right? But do you feel it? I don't feel Shannon's really gotten dark and under the hood of the car. I don't feel it. This is me.
You are not alone. I will reference again my interview with Gina, who is amazing. And Gina said the same thing. And Gina actually called her out as the cast member that hides the most on the show. She said that Shannon is the one that reveals the least. It's exhausting because they're all there to show up. And like Gina said, she's revealed some of her most embarrassing moments, things that she's she didn't say it this way, but, things that like her kids are going to see that are embarrassing or shameful. And there is Shannon who, runs away from the cameras the minute anything gets actually deep. And I have to say, I agree with you. I mean, that interview, she danced all the way around. Oh, I think I was offered to go to 3 rehabs, but I chose a wellness program because I can really look into what's going on and evaluate some of the things in my childhood. And again, it just like never got to,
Right.
So are we sober now?
Right.
When
Like, where's the follow?
Right. Cocktail?
Right. Where's the
Right.
follow-up question? Like, did the rehab help? Are you okay? Right. When is the last time you had a drink? Are you an alcoholic?